I love this story, Don. It's a great sports story. Jim Engles is the men's basketball coach at NJIT, which a couple of years ago had a 51-game losing streak. And they go into Michigan, and Michigan's 17th ranked in the country, and they beat them. It's one of the great sports upsets, I think, in recent memory. And the coach, Jim Engles, is nice enough to join us now. Coach, Michael and Don, how you doing, man?
Hey, guys, how are you? I appreciate you having me on.
Wow, what a great story. Are you over it yet? Is your team over it? I mean, what kind of exhilaration was that?
Oh, it's funny. I've been. This is my 7th year here. Last time we spoke, we were on. We won one game. That's how crazy it was. We get all this national recognition because we won one game, and it's fun, just from a school perspective and from a program perspective, to call you and be able to talk to you guys again because we actually won a game that means something. Come to full circle and sort of build the process. So it's been amazing.
Now, usually when something like this happens, the coach will say, "Oh, I knew it all along. I knew this was coming," but you even said you had penciled it in as an L.
Yeah, I do the scheduling, so there's no one to blame for anything other than me. I have to look at myself in the mirror every morning when we know we have to play St. John's and Villanova and Michigan and Marquette and Duquesne. And going into the game, you have all these different speeches. You have the one speech where it's like, hey, we played great in the first half, and you know what, they were just a little bit too talented for us in the second half, but we can build off this. Or you have that speech where it's like, yeah, we lost by 60, but, the sun comes up tomorrow, and we'll be great, and we'll be able to do it. And then every once in a while, you have this speech tucked away where you actually win the game. And I really wasn't prepared for it, to be honest with you, because it's the first time we faced a top 25 team, and going against someone like John Beilein, who's really, he's not only a great coach but a great person, who I've had so much respect for what he's done at all the different levels that he's coached at. And when I go into it, the most fun I was having preparing for it, and this is the truth. When we watched the film, and we were watching film before our game on Saturday on Friday night in the hotel, I was just going into the film room, going into the film with our team and saying, you know what, we just got to learn and watch these guys play because it'll help us. It'll help my team. It'll help us continue to get better. And, it's the reason why you play the games. You always think you can win, but, you also have to be realistic. So it was a lot of fun.
All right, we're talking to Jim Engles, the head coach at NJIT, beat Michigan 72-70 on Saturday. So let me ask you this, Coach, because you're brutally honest. Is this a fluke win, or is your team a very good team this year?
No, I mean, we have the key components of our team are back. We have a lot of sophomores and juniors on our team, and we did some really good things last year. We were 13-16. We won 6 games on the road, and at our level, it's really hard to win on the road, especially with young kids. And we're an independent, so our schedule isn't set up for us. It's not like unfortunately, we have to do some crazy things in order to put a full schedule together. So the travel is a little bit, it can get a little bit ridiculous. And so we went into St. John's and didn't play well. I think from a young team, I think St. John's is very good, and they're going to have a great year. And we learned from that, and we've learned from all our games. We went down, we played Marquette about 10 days ago, and it was a one-possession game with 30 seconds left, and we had a legitimate chance to win that game. And then we gained some confidence from that. We went down to an Atlantic 10 school and beat Duquesne on the road, 84-81, and we played really well. And then you go into a Michigan game, and my kids have had a lot of game experience. Even though we're pretty young, a lot of sophomores and juniors, we're pretty young. We've had a lot of a real true game experience. So we were really nervous to go into it. It's the most nervous I've seen the guys in the last 2 years. We turned the ball over 5 out of the first 6 possessions of the game, and I was thinking to myself, this might get ugly. But we got through the first media timeout. We made a couple of baskets. We started to feel more comfortable, and we belonged on the court. There's no doubt about it. We really played toe-to-toe with them. And I'm not saying that we could beat Michigan. If we played them another 100 times, I don't know if we could beat them. But that night, everything, we played well enough to win.
Now let's talk up some of your kids. Damon Lee, a kid from Hillside, New Jersey. Tell us about him.
Yeah, Damon is. Damon is. He was an undersized kid. He's a 2-guard. He's about 5'11". He was looked at by a lot of other D1 schools in the Northeast, but no one really came out and offered him a scholarship. And we were lucky to get him. He's averaging about 19 a game right now. He averaged 17 a game as a freshman, which is really hard to do. And the kid Levert from Michigan, who had 32 against us, it was almost like a one-on-one game. Levert would come down and score, and then Damon would come down and score, and it was really fun to watch. And Damon is a lot of my kids have have gone through have maybe been under-evaluated or not evaluated at all, or kids who've been hidden and who come here and they get the opportunity to go to an unbelievable academic institution and they get a chance to play. And so we've been able to develop some guys, and he's one of those guys, and he's really taking advantage of it.
Jim, you're the only independent school in the NCAA, from what I read. We can't get you into the MAC, something like that? Why are you independent? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. When we got here, we inherited a team that hadn't won, so there was obviously some a little process here that we had to go through, and we've gone through everything the NCAA has asked us. We went through the reclassification process. The problem that we're having now is that we are the last independent. There will never ever be another independent in Division I basketball, because the NCAA has changed the rules since we've been allowed to be in Division I. You used to, when we became Division I, we've been Division I for 9 years. This is our 9th year. You were allowed to reclassify and be an independent and find a league. Well, you can't do that anymore. So if there's a school out there that's going to be Division I, they have to have a conference affiliation before they become Division I. So we've been left out there, and no one from the NCAA has really taken notice of it. And I'm not sure why. We've been in the conversations with the local leagues, and I know we're trying to do the right things. We're going to build a new $100 million athletic facility. We'll have a brand new 3,500-seat arena. It'll be not only for our athletic department, for the school. I've seen renderings of it. It looks unbelievable, and I think that's something that people keep telling us is holding us back. But we're a New York metropolitan area school. We've done some good things athletically, not only for basketball but from our other sports. And there's 300 kids that are Division I athletes here at NJIT that aren't getting the true NCAA experience because we're not in a league, and it's unfair. It really is. And I'd like somebody to tell me why we are the only one. And I said in our press conference that Notre Dame is independent by choice, and we are not. We want to be affiliated, and I've said it too. Just put us in a league and then leave us alone. You never have to talk about NJIT ever again. We'll be the happiest people in the world.
Well, what's great, Jim? The only way you can get in the tournament then without an affiliation is an at-large bid, and I think the Michigan win is going to really impress the committee. So that will help with the at-large bid.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to put that one on our resume.
Yeah, no letdown against St. Francis, though. You got to start winning.
Hey,
no, that's the problem. I was wishing to see. I want to do like a George Costanza and sort of walk out of the room and just have everybody laughing and say, and I'm done. Throw the microphone and walk out the door.
Exactly, the old Jerry Lewis. Anyway, we're really happy for you. It's a great story, great holiday story, and we're really happy for you. You've been on with us before, so thanks for popping on, and congratulations, man.
Oh, thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
You got it.